you live in the US like me, you may have had family members or friends that have been affected by cancer, diabetes, or maybe even heart disease. So today I'm going to talk about what really led me to becoming vegan. The past few years, I've been kind of going through different health phases where I would kind of stop eating fast food and then go back to eating it after I gave up. Or maybe I'll stop eating a certain amount of food, or maybe I'll slow down on my meat intake. Different things like that. I'll go through these different phases where I'll try to eat better in order to have a better health. However, like many other people, I never really stuck to it. Eventually, as time went on, I kind of would give up or give in and eat something that I know I shouldn't, right? One big factor that led me into having a better diet and really looking into what I'm consuming and what I'm putting inside of my body was the fact that my grandma actually died from a heart attack and heart failure. And while she was alive, she had diabetes. And my uncle also died from a heart attack as well. And in my family, it has been known that we have like these blood disorders, high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. It's like running through my family, it looks like, right? And so people usually say that certain illnesses and certain diseases run inside of our family. But what I've learned is that it's not that these diseases are highly genetic and highly hereditary. It's more that we usually eat and do the same things that our family does. Usually growing up, you'll eat whatever your family gives you, and you'll have the same habits as your family, the same health habits at least. So I did not want to have the same path. I do not want to take the same path as people in my family or friends that I've seen, and just average Americans nowadays. I do not want to take that path where eventually I will have heart disease, cancer, or diabetes. And actually, when I was either 10 or younger. I don't remember the age, but I was actually pre-diabetic. I was on the borderline of becoming diabetic. And I remember when my mom found out from the doctor, I was eating Taco Bell. I had these little cinnamon roll thingies that they have there. I was drinking a Sprite, a soft taco. I loved it so much. And I remember the minute my mom got the call, she hung up and she took it from me and threw it away. And I was so mad. I started crying. I could not understand why she would do this. The doctor told her that basically she should stop giving me fast food, sugar, or something like that. Something that could be the problem, but really is not really the problem. There's much more to these illnesses than just fast food. People like to point their fingers at fast food, which is very bad for you. However, that is not the real reason. It's not that these foods are fast and the chemicals in them that are very bad that is causing these diseases on their own. Well, about 2 years ago, I watched this documentary called What the Health, and it's really good. It's on Netflix. You can watch it for free, and it's a really crazy documentary. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't talk about it right. It's a crazy documentary. You should really go and watch it. And basically what it's about is that there's a lot of companies and organizations out there that their goal is to help us have better health. People with certain illnesses have better health, but they're promoting products to these people that are actually killing them. And the reason is because of lobbying. These organizations are being paid by the meat industry and certain meat and dairy companies. They're being paid by them to promote their products to these people. So if you watch the documentary, he goes in, he interviews these organizations. He's like, why are you promoting this if scientifically it's already proven that this is killing them and causing their diabetes, cancer, heart diseases? And these people are kicking him out. They're getting weird on camera, and he just shows a lot of data, a lot of scientific research. He's proving everything right there. So I watched this video and I was like, dang, the way they're making food in America is horrible, number one. Number two, consuming meat, and especially at the level that Americans have been marketed to consume meat, is killing us. Like, if you go to other countries, they are consuming meat they're just consuming food at a much smaller scale. They are not eating it as much as we are. Our plates are like 5 times bigger than other countries. It's crazy. That's why we have an obesity problem. But I mean, people do get hungry, and that's because if you're eating a lot of food every day for years, for your whole life, your stomach's bigger and stomach's getting bigger, so it might be a little bit hard for people to adjust nowadays because they've kind of trained their body to consume more. So that's why it seems like you need more. But in reality, if you were to have been eating the right amount of food from the get-go, you wouldn't have had that problem. This year, I read this book called Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. This guy is a surgeon at a very prestigious clinic, a very prestigious hospital called Cleveland Clinic. Some of you may have heard about it. So this guy, I mean, it's really hard to work there. So he was a surgeon at this hospital, and what he did was he took 24 cardiac patients, people who were constantly having strokes, people who were constantly having heart attacks, and he took them and he put them on a full plant-based program, and he completely reversed their disease. These people were on the verge of death, and he healed them. He reversed their congestive heart issues. He reversed everything, and he talks about it in this book. What is a vegan? A vegan is basically a person who does not consume or use animal-based products. This can be anything from meat, eggs, dairy, milk, cheese, that's dairy, yogurt that has milk as well. One of the main issues that he talks about in that book is the fat. The fat that is inside of these meat and dairy products and these egg products are building up and forming people to have high cholesterol. So when you look at other countries, their cholesterol levels are from 90 to 150. People in America, their cholesterol levels are at 200 and above. And doctors, when they see doctors in America, he talks about this in their book, doctors in America, when they see that you have a level 200 cholesterol level, they say, oh, that's normal, that's okay. But if you consistently have a level 200 cholesterol level, you're going to die eventually of heart disease. Like, keeping it at that level leads you there. And that's what he talks about in the book. He gives all the information, all the details, everything like that. So I read this book, and he showed pictures of his patients, their cells. So when you're eating meat, eggs, and dairy, you're basically clogging your veins and arteries. You're making your blood sticky, and you're creating blood clots and plaque buildup, cholesterol buildup. People say, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? I'm a vegan. There's nothing to eat. What am I going to eat? Salad every day? No. Seems like that because we weren't initially brought up to eat a plant-based diet. We can eat all vegetables, all fruits, all types of beans, all types of legumes, all types of roots, all types of whole grains. And so he really goes into depth about why moderation kills. If you're eating something that's meat-based or dairy-based, 3 times a week. So you're giving your body 3 chances out of a week. There's 52 weeks in a year. That's about 155, I think. 156 days out of 365 days that you're consuming something that is killing you. That just goes to show, that's almost half. So that just goes to show why moderation can kill you and why you need to cold turkey it. And the good thing about this book is literally it's about 100 pages, but then the other 100 pages are recipes, really good recipes on how to go vegan. I mean, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, dessert, so good. I'll go ahead and read from this book right now on what a plant-based diet will do. Let's just read from this book and see if you start a plant-based diet right now, what it will do to reverse your heart disease, right? It relaxes blood vessels, selectively boosting blood flow to the organs that need it. So now if your veins are clogged up from the cholesterol and plaque buildup and being sticky blood, it's finally being able to release over time, and now it's going to the other organs, because your organs can fail if they're not having blood flow to it. Just overall, seeing the statistics of how many people in America die due to heart disease, cancer, and diabetes compared to every other country, and seeing that it's because our diet, what we're putting into our body, is affecting our body, it just makes sense that, like, I don't want to be a type of person that associates being old with being weak. The reason why this will be a whole other video to get into about our bodies, movement, diet. However, I know that when I'm 50, 60, 70, I don't want to be, because it's not needed. It's not needed. That's because of a lack of movement in the fascia, diet, water intake. That's so many other things that I read books about that I'm going to talk about on this channel soon. Just can't do that right now in this video. I want to feel alive, I want to feel young, and I want to have energy, and I want to be healthy, and I want to pass that on to my kids and my family. So I want to take care of my body now. That is the reason why I went vegan, and I encourage you guys to at least watch the documentary What the Health on Netflix. A lot of good documentaries that show proof of these things, these situations that are going on, that you should really look into, or even get the book. The book has recipes on it. Try it out for a week. I mean, being vegan is not about eating salads. It's really just about replacing the meat and the dairy that you usually eat. So if you're a person that eats rice, beans, that's already vegan. You can always eat your rice and beans. There's more protein in plant-based items and foods than there is in meat. Honestly, my main trick is just whatever you season your meat with, season your other food with. So it's gonna taste the same. As long as you're using the same cooking methods, the same seasoning, it's not gonna really alter your life, especially now. There's a lot of meat replacing products that are out there. Honestly, your body's going to thank you, and I encourage you to at least watch the documentary. And let me know what you guys think. If you ever tried going vegan, how was your experience going vegan? Like this video, comment, share it, subscribe.